Okay, so I just wanted to go back to putting this spring in just to make sure. You just basically set it in there, and I use a screwdriver in there. Now it's working right. So that's basically the door put together. Obviously it's missing some of the springs and pins because I didn't put it all in. And then you would shut this, and then hopefully as you move these through, your door will come up and down, and really without all the pins in, it's not going to operate 100% the right way. But you get the idea of how you would put the door back together. And the only other thing I would mention is that sometimes there are some adjustments that could be made to this side spring, just so you can kind of see that in there. There's the side spring is in there. So sometimes it could be a little tight. So you could disassemble this again. You could take some of the tension out of that spring by either closing it a little bit or just reworking it a little bit. That'll make it looser. And then also sometimes, you have to keep in mind that these doors, at least I do, that these doors would have been exposed from the rear, so that if there was a problem, that someone could go in, the postmaster obviously, and use that little latch on the back to open the door. So there would be occasions, I'm sure, where these pins don't quite always line up exactly. I've found it a couple times, and I usually take, if I want to make sure, if I'm going to use this for a bank, where I want it to open 100% of the time because I'll have no access to the back, I may take and file like some of the hard edges off these combination plates, like right here, because then you're assured that of a smooth operation. Because basically what happens is this is an unlocked position, so when this pin slides down, the combination plate moves over, which slides this open, which just pops that just enough, and then the door will open up. And then as you close it, this mechanism here works to push the door over, as you see. Push the door over, and then also push the pins back up into position. So if there's any resistance on any of these here, obviously, like this one, it may not go all the way up right away. So you may have to just reseat this a little bit, or sometimes I just file a little edge off, and that seems to move it just enough. So that's basically it. And then you can put the cover back on the lock when you're all finished with it. And that's as simple as putting these two little screws in, and then just putting the lock cover back on. So that's it. And if you have any questions, you can always contact me. Thanks a lot.